In New Jersey, the 4th of July, or Independence Day, is observed in a diversity of ways, ranging from displays of pride and celebration about the independence of the human spirit to important, critical, angry conversations about liberty and freedom. Many remember their ancestors that were still oppressed, even as the writers proclaimed to the world, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal." My name is Noelle Lorraine Williams, and I am the director of the African American History Program here at the New Jersey Historical Commission. And today we have the opportunity to take a glimpse at both contemporary and historical conversations with the Declaration of Independence that artists, activists, and communities have had in the past up to the present moment. The 4th of July marks when European male leaders of the 13 colonies here in North America, the original ancestral homeland of the Lenape, declared their independence from Great Britain and stated that they would no longer be subjected to the abuses of British rule. In the Declaration, they illuminated a litany of injustices that they as subjects suffered under the British. In this conversation 2, we will highlight the ways in which activists have used the language and meaning of the Declaration of Independence to make strong statements about their own independence as women. One of this country's earliest gatherings to address women's rights was at Seneca Falls from July 19th to the 20th in 1848. Even though many people usually associate this meeting solely with the activism for women's vote, the meeting was also a convention to address the social, civil, religious conditions and rights of women. Matter of fact, many women at the meeting disagreed with putting the right to vote on the agenda. Historians claim that it was activists like Frederick Douglass, the African American activist, Underground Railroad leader, writer, and later statesman who convinced the participants to include the right to vote in the Declaration. Elizabeth Cady Stanton, one of the drafters of the Declaration of Sentiments, would later make her home only a few miles away in Tenafly, New Jersey, from 1868 to 1887. Historian Linda Kerber explains the significance of the writers deciding to reference the original Declaration of Independence. She wrote, "By tying the complaints of women to the most distinguished political statement the nation had made, they implied that women's demands were no more or less radical than the American Revolution had been, that they were in fact an implicit fulfillment of the commitments already made." Some of the sentiments would be considered radical today, like, "He has compelled her to submit to laws in the formation of which she had no voice. He has made her, if married, in the eye of the law, civilly dead. He has taken from her all right and property, even to the wages she earns. He closes against her all the avenues to wealth and distinction, which he considers most honorable." And some were not so radical, like, "He has withheld from her rights which are given to the most ignorant and degraded men, both natives and foreigners," indicating the nativism of the participants, amongst other biases that would be a part of the fabric of the early women's rights movement. What are the different conversations you have had with others around liberty and freedom and the Declaration of Independence? What does the 4th of July mean to you? Continue this conversation with us on the New Jersey Historical Commission's Facebook and Instagram pages. Thank you for joining us.